This January, I decided to watch Greenland 2 Migration because, I don't know, I guess family was having something. We don't have to go into details about that. But one of the logos that I seen during the movie was STX Films. And that made me think, oh my god, I haven't seen them in a while. So, what happened to them? I thought they were supposed to do something big, but instead they're just a small studio. Was there even a rise and fall? Who knows? Let's just talk about it. Styx Entertainment was founded in 2012 by Robert Simmons and Bill McCashlin, and their idea was to make a media company focusing on medium budget star driven projects that mostly been gone out of style of Hollywood around that time. And it was launched in 2014, and the Styx represents Robert Simmons, the T representing something called TPG growth, and then for the X, I don't know what the X is, so don't question it. But it wouldn't take until 2015 where they would start making movies. Yeah, sure, it wasn't really much, and most people didn't care about it, but at least they made some things like The Gift, Secrets in Their Eyes, Hardcore Henry, Bad Moms, The Bye Bye Man, The Circle, Home Again, Breathe, A Bad Mom's Christmas, and All the Money in the World. Plus, there was more, and there were some times that they were international distributors only, so, In 2017, they were considering a public offering to the Hong Kong Stock Exchange because I don't know. I guess they just wanted to do something with China. It's a whole thing. I don't want to go into detail because it had a whole thing going on throughout 2017 and 2018. Then the China-US trade war and all that stuff. And they also released several movies around that time, like Den of Thieves, Gringo, I Feel Pretty, Mile 22, Happy Time Murderers, Peppermint, Hustlers, Countdown, 21 Bridges, and the Chinese distributors of The Irishman. So that's something. They were also considering making movies for children, with their first two attempts, Ugly Dolls and Playmobil the Movie, releasing in 2019, but both of them managed to get bad reviews and didn't make a splash at the box office. But it wasn't until My Spy, which was originally set for a March or April 2020 release date, but since the theatrical release was not doing the best due to a certain pandemic, Styx decided to not delay the movie. They just decided to give it up to Amazon Studios. So, yeah, I guess after that, they decided to just give up with the family stuff, I guess, and just go back to making what worked, like The Gentleman, The Rental, The Secret Garden, and The First Green Land. But then, in December of 2021, it was announced that Styx was not doing the best, and they were going to merge with Nagiafi Companies. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly, but I think they were Indian. That just made an agreement to acquire Styx Entertainment for $173 million, which is kind of shockingly low. But unsurprisingly, their distribution, they shut down, with their last movies releasing were My Son, Cop Shop, Spencer, and National Champions. But then in January of 2022, Lionsgate showed up and they were depending to, buy them. But Styx eventually said no. The company I mentioned before, Lionsgate, merged with them, I think. And then after a while, they were just not doing the best. And then in November of 2022, it was reported that they were hopefully making another distribution studio again, but because of all that, the movies that they were planned to be released by them, like Operation Fortune Russie Gagerish, The Marsh King's Daughter, Ferrari, and a sequel to Greenland, were all put on hold because of, this. Then, sometime in 2023, after all of that, it was reported that Lionsgate would team up with Styx to to distribute the movies that they were planning, like Operation Fortune received de Guerres being distributed by Lionsgate alongside The Marsh King's Daughter, while Neon took up the distribution of Ferrari in the US. As for STX, they still exist, and they were also making some other movies with other studios like Guy Ritchie's The Covenant, Half Baked, Totally High, Fire Band, the My Spice sequel, Eternal City, Strange Darling, Waltzing with Brando, and of course the Greenland sequel, Greenland 2 Migration, that was also produced by Lionsgate. And also, Lionsgate did their own Den of Thieves sequel without him, so that's something. But more recently, in January of 2026, Styx re-emerged plans to begin domestic distribution once more, planning to release 2 or 3 movies in 2026 and 6 to 8 movies in 2027, which is a lot. So the upcoming films that they have planned released by them, like Bigfoot, Happy Hours, Muscle, New York Will Eat You Alive, and That'll Be the Day. Who knows? They could be something. And also, they're working on a Kiss biopic with Lionsgate as the distributor. So I don't know. Styx is gonna have an interesting future. I'll just say right now. But yeah, that's it. Seemed like they had a bunch of potential, but then the COVID pandemic hit, and then everything came crumbling down, and then Lionsgate like helped them out a bit. So I don't know. Just Sticks existed, okay.